Welcome to the Grand Temple of Enki. My name is Max. I am the Temple Ipsissimus, and I am an oracle of Enki and the Anunnaki gods and goddesses. And today, I want to introduce you to Enki. For those of you that don't know, Enki is a Sumerian god of water, magic, agriculture, and various other things. I've been working with Enki for a long time. I've been working with him for years. I started working with him seriously about 2 to 3 years ago, and that's when my life really changed. And today I want to talk to you about how Enki can impact your life and how he can help you grow. So, looking at the history of Enki, Enki gave humans the 12-strand DNA, and he gave humans the ability to access higher dimensions. He also taught humans magic and a higher way of living. So what can Enki help you with? If you're a magician, if you're a witch, the ways in which Enki will help you is fine-tuning your perception in a way that's more accurate. A lot of the things I learned from Enki are very much in resonance with Buddhism, Vajrayana Buddhism, Kala Chakra, and the teachings of Shambhala, but also various other things as well. So the number one thing you will most likely gain from working with Enki is he will challenge your views on magic, and he will try to simplify them as much as he can. He will show you where you are in your own way when it comes to acquiring magical power, esoteric wisdom, and divine love. He will show you where you are boxing your own energy in. A good example of this is if you're a magician or a witch or an occultist that is fixated on working with tools, candles, robes, and all these things, Enki will challenge your views. Enki will challenge your identity. He will show you your true power. That's one of the things you'll learn with Enki, is that you will dive into the deepest waters, the deepest emotions in you, where you won't have the energy or the will to do these huge ceremonies that don't give you the results that you want. Instead, Enki will take a different path with you. He will focus on your toroidal field, completely dismantling the illusions of physicality. He will really get you into siddhis, developing siddhi powers, yogic powers. So Enki playing a huge role in human genetics, he's naturally going to show you the bio-spiritual technologies in your system, in your body, in your astral body, in your causal body, in your chakras. And he's going to empower you not just with electromagnetic energy, but also knowledge. So you will have an enhanced perception of yourself and the macrocosm in a way where it starts to reflect you as within, so without. As much as Enki's practice is very much focused on mental power, sharpening the will, sharpening, refining, crystallizing your electromagnetic energy, he also is very fond of incantations, words of power. So the way this has expressed itself for me is when I've worked on my Merkaba with Enki, he would show me the vibratory qualities of letters, of vowels, of sounds, and how certain languages and certain incantations were constructed to either raise the consciousness, to raise the magic within mankind, or to reduce it and dim it and drain it. So you will have an enhanced perception of languages and words and the frequencies behind them, how they work. And at some point, you will be able to construct your own spells. While this is an advanced endeavor, it is very much possible to the point where if you advance to the level of a Anunnaki demigod level magician, you will even be able to construct your own language that is a magical language. So, in essence, Enki is really focused on the light body, the functions of the higher mind, and transpersonal chakras. Some other ways Enki can help you is creating structures. Enki played a huge role in helping humans understand the purpose and need for civilization. So, creating structures, organization, seeing from a bird's eye view, and finding ways to innovate structures, systems. That's where the Aquarian, rebellious, innovative aspect comes out of humanity, is that innovation. It's developing civilization, enhancing civilization. And Enki is an amazing entity to work with if you're trying to build a business, if you work in the government, right? If you're a filmmaker, if you're on a film set, if you're trying to write a script. Because with structuring systems also comes structuring the mind and structuring your energy. It comes with a good understanding of the psyche and a good understanding of how life force and energy is to be distributed in a manner that is efficient, sustainable, and healthy. And that is also another quality of Enki, is that he strives for sustainability on the planet. Sustainable living, sustainable energy, okay? So we're trying to build a sustainable toroidal field for the planet, for communities, for countries, and for individuals. Very much like the flower of life being restored on the planet. In the end, it all comes from the center. It all spirals out from the center and it comes back to the center. It's a balanced give and take of energy. Another thing Enki can help with is constructing magical weapons, talismans, and things of that sort. Enki was a god of blacksmiths, crafts, if you will, and his name in Greek was known as Hephaestus. He was the Greek god Hephaestus as well, and he's been known by many names. And his ability to teach you things about arts, crafts, but also the more technical, more down and dirty aspects of art, balancing business and art. Those are things Enki can really help you with understanding so that you can maximize your potential regardless of the field you're in. So if you are a businessman that manages artists, films, filmmakers, directors, if you're a producer, anything like that, Enki can really help you with maximizing growth, maximizing your potential in that position and in your endeavors. And same vice versa. If you are an artist that doesn't like to be on the business side of things and may get taken advantage of because of that, if you're prone to settling for less because you're not really that good in the business side of things or the technical side of things, Enki can be a great spirit, a great entity to work with when trying to, again, maximize your potential in that field as well. But other things Enki can help you with in terms of crafts is building technologies, inventions. And these are some crazy inventions. Like if you want to build things like, pyramids, if you want to build very ancient world type of technologies. Stargates. If you want to build these type of things, Enki is also the entity to summon. But even if you are not trying to learn anything necessarily, Enki still has a lot of power he can lend. Obviously, the more you connect with him, the more you build a relationship, the more you take the time to work with him instead of having him work for you, you'll have more of an exchange of energy. You'll be able to gain more but also give more. So there is a balance give and take, and sustainability is key here. So if you're again a filmmaker, a musician, whatever you may be, Enki has a way of creating a larger influence for your aura to basically have more impact in the collective aura. So if you're a filmmaker, Enki can show you ways where you can make the film more big through electromagnetism, through astral energies, through subconscious triggers, right? And I'm saying this as a filmmaker. Enki definitely has a lot of great powers that can be implemented with films. Other things Enki can help you with are healings, exorcisms, agriculture. But when it comes to exorcisms, Enki is an amazing being to work with. He's helped me clear out old versions of myself in ways that were very, very powerful. And the more you work with these beings, the more you make them a part of your life, things like Enki, Nana, and Anunnaki, you'll notice, over time, the way things change is like magic. It literally is magic. And it's really interesting seeing how things play out. One thing I've come to realize about Enki is that his presence is very outside of time. It's very non-linear. So the best way to communicate with him and to channel his power is to have your spine erect. When your antenna is on, it's in alignment, it's firm, you can pick up on more frequencies. You can pick up on these higher consciousness bandwidths that may be outside of time. So Enki, because of this ability, because of this feature, he can also communicate with you in dreams. And if you learn to meditate with him and communicate with him, which may be difficult for some people, you will begin to find yourself in a timeless dimension where you talk to him for probably I'd say maybe 2 hours up there, but down here it's been 30 minutes. But if I'm going to be completely honest here, the main reason I chose to devote myself to the current of Enki, to the teachings of Enki, is because he is, in my eyes, genuinely the father of all that is esoteric. Truly. Whether you're Aztec magician, Mayan magician, a Chinese Taoist magician, if you are, into voodoo, if you're into, Kabbalah, if whatever you're into, even if you're into Scandinavian stuff, even if you're into Egyptian magic, no matter what type of magic you're into, he will have so much knowledge on it. It is, especially when it comes to, things like the Qliphoth and the Tree of Life, he has immense knowledge, how it correlates to the chakra system, and just how the universal system works. He just understands how things work. That's who he is. That's what he is. He is the all-seeing eye. He is the eye that sees the universe. He is the eye that understands the universe. He understands himself, and that is why he understands the universe. So, he is an amazing being to work with. An absolute father figure, extremely compassionate, extremely loving, extremely understanding. And you will come across people that demonize Enki. You will come across people that have a lot to say about Enki. And I've noticed from my personal experience where if I hear someone say something about Enki, later on they show their true colors, and it's usually not pretty. For example, I was under this guru, a fake guru, when I was younger, and he basically tried to stray me away from Enki, tried to get me to demonize Enki, and I didn't quite buy it, but I did want to learn under this person. And this person turned out to be a psycho. And the very thing he accused Enki of doing, he would do himself. That's something that I come across a lot. People that tend to demonize Enki are the ones that are actually doing it themselves. Okay, so if people say things like Enki is power hungry, he needs your power, he wants to activate your powers so he can have his power. You know, those are usually people that are making content or trying to gain followers through unjust means. And obviously, I'm not dropping any names here, but there are people like that out there. And as the Anunnaki become more prominent and more apparent in our daily realities in the upcoming years, these things are going to pop up. So just as a heads up, I do not recommend buying into the stone casting and the false accusations, because Enki is a god of wisdom. And people that think Enki is a power-hungry god, tend to misuse their power themselves. And the number one thing Enki always tells me is that, from his point of view, there is no such thing as power unless you are powerless. You can have limitless power, but if you have no wisdom and if you have no love, then that power is a curse. That power is a chain. So as much as there will be people that think Enki is a power-hungry being, he is also God of love and wisdom. There is a balance between love, wisdom, and power. And that is something Enki will always promote and sustain. So I highly recommend you meditate with Enki yourself and see what comes through for you. And in terms of offerings to Enki, the number one offering you can give is your time. Yes. Giving your time is the number one offering that you can give to any entity. So, giving your time, giving your attention, communicating, building a relationship, in the end, these are things that matter. Okay? So, other things you can give are dragon's blood incense. He loves dragon's blood incense. You can give frankincense, sandalwood incense. You can give honey, water. You can give him flowers. And lastly, you can also give him carrots. It doesn't really, matter. In the end, he might ask you for something else, or you may be called to give him something else. But give him your time. Give him a glass of water, some dragon's blood incense, and you'll do just great. It's a great way to build a relationship, providing a good sensory experience. So if you want to connect with Enki, here is a quick exercise you can do. It's very simple, actually. People underestimate it. Visualize a blue light, a bright blue light, almost like sky blue, in your head. Imagine your head is filled with this sky blue energy. Imagine your head is the sky, okay? And in your head, with strong intent and emotion, call out to Enki. And trust that as you're thinking of him, he's being notified like a text. So you can connect with Enki by simply visualizing a blue light, the sky, and just call out to him. Whatever empowers your imagination. Pour out the desire, the will to connect with as much force and power as you possibly can conjure. Make it undeniable that you want to connect with Enki. Okay? And after that, know that it is done. His presence will be there. It's very noticeable. And he's not just like any spirit, he's also an extraterrestrial, so his energy is very apparent. You can tell that it's in the room. So just close your eyes, visualize the sky blue, visualize the sky as your head, and call in Enki. So yeah, visualize the blue sky, the blue light filling your mind. Connect with Enki. Call him into your aura, into your room. Call him into your field. Make it undeniable. Do some breath holds, if you will, if it helps. But in the end, you can't get in your own way. You have to trust that you have called him into your meditation. And just receive. And then after that, just receive. And for some of you, you will be experiencing some crazy stuff. Some of the things I've come to experience is, almost like timeless communication. Other things you'll experience is like being awake but dreaming at the same time. It's like when you're meditating, it's like you're awake in a dream. It's like really interesting. And it is possible that you could also go to the Anunnaki ships as well. Those are really cool. I've been there many times, and they have a bunch of Anunnakis there, a bunch of gods there, and you can meet them, talk to them, build more relationships, and overall improve your life. The moment you start connecting with Enki, your life will change for the better, for the better. So that's all I have to say about Enki. Comment below your experiences with Enki. Comment any questions. I'm happy to answer them. And if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And till next time.